Pluto Saves the Day is the 13th episode of the first season of Disney's House of Mouse, and this aired in April 2001. And Pluto is actually in charge here because Pete's latest attempt to try and shut down the House of Mouse is to dress up as Snow White, which is something you will not forget. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. But he dresses up as Snow White and tricks, well, I was going to say the sensational six, but five of them into eating these apples, and it makes them fall asleep. They're not quite dead, but they are snoozing. And Pluto, who'd actually been put out and was feeling a little bit sorry for himself, kind of realizes that he's the only one awake now. And there's a beautiful bit of animation that I love where he puts in a DVD, and interesting that it was a DVD in 2001. Very much kind of slightly ahead of its time. Puts in the DVD and then just points with his body towards the projector screen. And it was just such a lovely bit of animation. So that side of it's quite interesting. It's very fascinating to see Pluto kind of taking the reins and having to solve the problems, because that rarely happens. The other thing I love is that there are so many Disney cats. Pluto chases Thomas O'Malley. Thomas O'Malley and Figaro are running away together. I absolutely love that. I'm a big cat fan. I love Disney cats. Thomas O'Malley was for a very long time my favourite Disney cat, and I think he is so underrated today. I think the Aristocats in general is underrated today. It's a brilliant film, but Thomas O'Malley specifically. And I absolutely loved seeing O'Malley running from Pluto. One of my favourite things about House of Mouse is the bringing together of different Disney characters from different worlds into this one House of Mouse. And seeing Pluto interacting with O'Malley and Figaro chasing or being chased by Pluto, I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then we get to see all of the different Disney dogs together as well. I won't say how or why, but it's a beautiful moment when that happens. A lot of fun. So visually, this was stunning. This, really spoke to me as a Disney fan, both in terms of nostalgic Disney and my current loves. Really beautiful episode, thoroughly enjoyed it. There are two cartoons in this. There's Goofy's Big Kitty, which sees the return of the mountain lion and also Mr. Pettibone in a very adorable cartoon that I loved. I really adored it. And the second one is Pluto's Kittens, which is so adorable and it broke my heart, and I really enjoyed that as well. And I will talk about those two in separate discussions. For me, so far, this is my favourite episode of House of Mouse. I don't know what that says, considering most of the main cast were asleep during it, but I really adored it. I loved the cats, I loved the cartoons in it, I loved the involvement of the various different Disney characters. Pete as Snow White was traumatising but wonderful. Pluto Saves the Day, absolutely fantastic episode of Disney's House of Mouse.